Welcome to another episode of Agents of Travel. Rachel's not here right now. She's on a trip with her sister, so it's just me. But don't worry. She's here in the interview, just the intro and outro. It's by myself, just me. She's on a sister's trip in Austin. We'll have to grill her about it next week. But we've got a great episode for you this week. We've got a friend of mine that I used to work with at Smosh, Heidi Ha. We've got Heidi Ha coming this week. You can follow her at Instagram, both on Instagram and TikTok at Ha. It's Heidi with periods, so ha.its.heidi. She posts videos and images about her adventures. She likes to explore food. She was doing a matcha series for a while. She comes this week and joins us and talks about trips. She talks about a trip where we ran into her in New York. I mean, okay, we made plans to meet up with each other in New York. She also took a trip to Thailand recently. All right, enough from me. Let's get on into the interview.
When I walked into here, I was smelling something so delicious. What were you guys eating?
We made like cowboy breakfast bowls. That's what we call it.
Delicious.
Because, have you ever been to Home State?
I have.
They have like a cowboy bowl that's like cabbage and beans and avocado. It's like a good option if you don't want a taco. Yeah, potatoes. So Garrett made a coleslaw. Then we had beans, chipotle potatoes, and a soft cheddar scramble on top.
Are you good at making scrambled eggs? I can't. Rachel is so much better at scrambled eggs than I am.
I used to make soft scrambled eggs every day during
Dude,
the pandemic.
I fucking love soft scrambled eggs.
Didn't you used to make them in the kitchen sometimes?
I used to make a lot of stuff in the kitchen at my previous work at Smosh. No, yes, I made a lot of food in there. So just because I started thinking about my nutrition.
Yeah.
Oh, so you were like, one day you woke up and you were like, oh no, my nutrition, I need to start cooking.
Yeah.
You're like, literally, yes.
No, really. No, well, first I was like, didn't know that much. I didn't grow up learning how to cook. So I was like, what's like really good for my body? What's going to give me some good protein? I first was focused on protein. And then I was like, oh, I need some fats and carbs too. So how can I make a meal? So then I think last summer I was making like avocado toast every single day. And people were like, wow, that looks so good. I'm like, I know.
You're like, I practice it every day.
You're watching me doing it every day. So
did you get tired of it after a while?
I don't know, because I would change it up. I would add like different spread or different like maybe I would tofu avocado scramble or something, or like cottage cheese moment or something.
Whoa!
Did you have a favorite avocado like toast combination?
Oh my goodness, I love savory, so I like avocado and mostly with tofu, but with like a hot honey too, with some chili flakes.
Oh shit!
It was so good.
So savory, but with a little sweet.
Oh yeah, a little sweet, but like it's a spicy sweet. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
to kind of add to it. So
hot honey is having a moment.
It really is.
Yeah,
it's so good though.
I know it's been having a moment for a while now.
Have you guys had it on pizza?
Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah!
I don't know if I've had that yet. I need to have it.
Really?
I know. I haven't.
Yeah, do it. It's good.
I will.
Just get your own hot honey, and if you get a pizza, just...
I know. I have my own hot honey. I put it on my avocado toast.
Yeah.
Well, do you make your own from scratch, or did you buy some?
No, I bought
honey?
some from the store. Yeah,
Okay.
we do have some. I didn't make it homemade honey from Ohio in my home.
Oh, wow.
I should spice it up, honestly.
Yeah, literally.
Do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to hear more about hot honey.
I wish this was a food podcast.
I wish this was a food
Me
podcast.
too. I could keep talking.
Called What Are You Cooking Lately?
What's in your kitchen right now?
Yeah.
But, well, okay, Heidi, we have to admit something to you.
Oh my God, what is it? What are you revealing to me?
Okay, you know me. You've known me for a while now as Garrett.
Yes.
And you've known
me a couple of times as Rachel.
Yes, a couple of times.
You've known me a couple
Probably
of
handful of times.
Yeah. I mean, that is our real names, but we have secret identities.
Oh my God.
That we go by.
I am Agent secret oh God.
Wow. It's been a second.
Secret Agent Panakuchen.
And I am Secret Agent Sticky Toffee Pudding.
And together we work at the
National Office of Travel and Tourism, or National Travel and Tourism Office.
Yes.
Wow.
So we are government secret agents for the tourism office. I mean, we're not like paid.
Oh, I mean, yeah, sure.
We're working our way up to getting paid.
Yeah, yeah.
But yes, we are secret.
Yeah,
travel
this
agents.
is like a multi-year unpaid internship.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you have to prove that you can show value, and provide value to
Yeah,
the
exactly.
government.
we call it like a 4-year long audition,
Yeah.
kind of.
Oh, yeah. I feel like you guys have done that probably for your long auditions
Yeah.
elsewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, we are tasked with going about, in order to get a full-time job. You got to have experience to get experience.
Yeah.
So we're going about interrogating people. We're secret agents. We're interrogating people on their previous trips. And then at the end of the interrogation, we each will pitch a trip to you, and you choose whose trip you would rather go on. And then that goes to our higher ups, and they crunch the data and
Yeah.
all that. Also, when I say interrogation, like it's a word.
It's pretty brutal.
It's
Oh my
pretty brutal.
gosh. Okay.
Yeah. So
I love surprises. I didn't know that was happening.
okay,
but
she's fun.
okay.
Do you consent to a pretty brutal interrogation and then a dream trip pitch?
I consent to both of those.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I knew she was fun. Now she
Yeah.
proved it.
Yeah.
Okay, Heidi. The first question of this extremely hurdle.
Hartle.
I like Hartle.
This is Hartle.
I just came from dancing, and so my brain's not working because my
Yeah.
body took all of my brain juice.
And I've been sitting on the couch, so my brain's not working because I've just been sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense to me.
Okay, Heidi, what was the first trip that turned you on to travel?
I think in July 2015, I had just graduated high school.
Congrats.
And thank you. And my parents and my brother and we went on this 10-day super fast Europe trip on a bus. We did take a ferry once. And I think that was the first time I had been to Europe. Beforehand, I had traveled to other places like Asia and all across the U.S. But I went to, I don't know where I went to, London, many places, London, Paris, Switzerland, and 3 cities in Italy in 10 days.
That's
And
a
Wow,
lot.
10 days.
in 10
That's
days,
whirlwind.
It was a whirlwind. And even though it was a whirlwind of a trip, I think that seeing that kind of all of that in just that short amount of time and showing me like all these different just people and cultures and food was what really was like, oh, I have to do this again, but like when I'm older and have adult money. So that
You're like, I'm not
Yeah.
doing a bus ever again.
no, yeah, exactly. Like, we'd be driving all day, and like with
Yeah.
25 other people.
Was that hard because you were like, I wish I was out there walking around and doing the things instead of like being trapped in this bus? Or was the bus aspect of it kind of fun?
I would say I do not really prefer that kind of
Okay, you don't like
mode
to be,
of, being in a bus for 12 hours. But of course we made stops and had like these little just different gas stations in the countryside of wherever we were at.
So you went on a gas station tour of Europe.
no, really,
basically.
that's basically what happened.
Which country had your favorite gas stations?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Probably. I don't know. Guys, I don't remember.
How'd they compare to American gas stations? Much better or about equally?
I feel like they
Fine.
were equally fine, but probably like a little bit cleaner.
Yeah, I feel like, yeah.
Yeah. I like the snacks because it's always fun to look at the snacks there because we don't have them all here.
So did you like buy a ton of snacks?
And just like chips here and there, you know, a little savory. I'm a savory girl, you know.
Yeah,
You know.
I feel
Yeah.
like you say you're savory, but then you find ways to get
To
sweet.
sweeten it up.
Well, yeah, I taught myself to eat sugar recently in the last couple of years.
Wait, why did you
What?
teach yourself to do that? Why would you ever teach
No,
yourself
that I
to
didn't
do
mean to. I just saw these ways to eat desserts or something with protein in them. So,
Oh, you're
anyway,
like ice cream is protein.
yes, kind of
So
like
you're
that.
like, I love
Yeah.
this savory dessert, Rocky Road.
Yes, exactly. No, yeah.
So if it's got protein in it, it's automatically a savory thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes. Yes. So
Okay. Well, on that trip, did you have? I mean, so you didn't get many sweets while you were on that trip. You were in Italy. Did you try gelato?
I definitely tried gelato,
Okay, good.
obviously.
Okay.
No, I was in Italy, and even though I didn't realize this then, but I'm lactose intolerant.
I'm so sorry.
But I still had it, and it was so good. It was so hot, obviously, because
Yeah.
this was in July
Whoa.
in Italy. In
How was
July.
the AC in the bus?
I feel like it was okay. It didn't like break down or anything.
Yeah.
So I was able to survive. I don't know how I survived on that bus because now I think about it, that sounds really awful to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You went with your family, right?
yeah, my parents and my brother.
So 10-day whirlwind, mostly gas stations. What did they think of this trip? Did they love like the seeing the countryside, seeing like the gas stations? Like what? Yeah, what did they love the bus?
Yeah, I think my dad really didn't care for all of that hotness and travel and tiredness. But I feel like my brother and I and my mom, we had some fun just seeing all the just big sights, I guess, that you always see
Yeah.
on TV
Yeah.
and movies. And you know, I think we enjoyed our time, and I think it's kind of funny. My brother, he's younger than me, so he always is like, I didn't get to go on a trip after high school, but you did. Okay.
Uh-huh.
But no, he would always go on trips with us. Even like when sometimes in high school we would go on. I was in the acapella choir. But
Whoa.
yeah, and
Brag.
we would
Same.
yes,
Same here.
So we would compete in different states, part of the United States. So, but he would come along with us, and even though he was in middle school,
wow.
we paid for it, so we're like,
Okay.
he can
that's
come.
fair. Yeah.
No, but yeah, I know. I think my dad. I mean, he is just kind of comes along with us.
He's dragged behind the family
yes,
car.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he probably liked the gas stations the most. He loves, he's a smoker, so he probably stopped and got all the cigarettes and stuff.
Oh,
I
tried all
love the
different-
idea that your mom clearly planned this trip and is like, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be so cool. And your dad's like, this is dumb. I hate that I have to go. And then he's like, these gas stations,
so hot.
incredible.
He's like more walking. We've been in a bus. Like we need to walk.
So you enjoyed seeing the sites that you saw on TV. Is that like something that drives you? Like the world famous sites. Are you driven to see sites that you hear about? Like, is that a main motivator for traveling for you? Or
I think when I'm traveling, it's not like the first thing I think about when I'm traveling.
Yeah.
I do have some time to check out those big sites and stuff, whatever, Eiffel Tower, what else? Big Ben or something,
Yeah.
especially in Europe, but anywhere else, maybe like, temples, other places. Those are more in the back of my mind. I'm thinking more about like food.
okay, well, we'll get to that in a
we're
second.
getting
We'll get to that in a
Yeah,
second.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
let's
Shut the fuck up.
I what?
Okay, Heidi.
Yeah.
Please tell us a story about your best trip you've ever had.
Wow, my
Yeah,
best trip.
Best trip you've ever had. What was
Ever
it?
in my
What's
life.
the first one that comes to your mind?
Ever in my life.
Or like a top trip.
Yeah.
Like one of your favorite trips, like, oh, from start to finish, this was great. Or
Ever in your life.
Ever in my life.
ever in your life.
Okay, I think I did something so crazy. Last September 2023, I spent 7 nights, 7 days in New York City.
Oh.
When-
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
We saw you there.
Which
Yeah.
is
Is that
crazy.
why it was your best trip?
I think so.
Yeah.
That was memorable. We met in that park, the Washington Square Park.
Yeah.
And then you told me where to eat.
Yeah.
That's exact. You're like, you need to get this ice cream and go to this comedy show. I'm like, okay, we'll do that. No, but I think that's one of my most memorable ones because I was able to play the credit card game. I got all the hotel stay for free.
Wow, for New York,
Hell
that's
yeah.
big, 'cause
Yes.
New York is one of the more expensive.
Most of my friends who go to New York are like, and I blew $2,000
Yes,
there very
yes.
quickly. And,
So I was able to hack the system, but the way I planned each day, though, I planned the days, but I planned it by food. I was like,
Yeah, yeah, we understand.
I was like, my friend Brennan and I was like, Brennan, we're going to share food at every single place here, and we're going to eat dessert in between all of our meals. So after gathering all the recommendations from online and from you guys, every day there, we woke up pretty early. We got out by 8, and then we would get back. I know. We would be in bed by maybe midnight or 1, do it again.
Oh my God.
It was just crazy.
Were you guys, because it was hot too. It's like
that-
really humid.
I didn't realize it'd be that hot. I know it'd be humid, but it was probably one of the hottest weeks in New York in the summer when we went. It was 90s.
How were you able to like maintain that pace, or would you go back to the hotel and like take a nap?
Brennan and we just went hard in the paint. We just toughed it out. We sweated through our clothes. We actually had to buy more clothes, both of us, because we were like, maybe I didn't want to launder it, so I was just like, we're gonna go to a store and get some more clothes. So we didn't really. I think the breaks we took were on the subway when there was AC.
Yeah.
But the breaks were just like the breaks in walking from place to place, but you're still actively like running around at the same time.
Yes.
On that flight home where you just you left it all out on the field, like just done.
Yes. I don't know how many miles we walked. Probably tens of miles. Thousands and tens of thousands of steps. You know what I mean?
Were you guys able to actually eat desserts in between every meal? Because I find when it's that hot, it's hard to be hungry at all. Like it kind of takes my appetite away.
Right. I think with like a little bit ice cream and then like it cooled us down. I think. I know it wasn't impossible for us, or for me. I think I would just be like, "We're gonna try this. This looks really delicious right now." And I think the places that we went to, they would have it inside and they would have AC, so we would be okay. It would be okay. But the heat did not stop us.
What were the highlights of the places you ate? Like, did you try any of like the gimmicky places, or did you go more for the like people say this is great food?
I think a couple of the time here and there we would go to some, maybe more, I guess, places in tourist or like Hill's Kitchen or like in Times Square or something. You know, we tried some things on the street and like some tacos. I'm like, tacos in New York? I don't know.
How did they compare? Yeah, how do New York tacos compare?
I only had one place. I think it was called Los Tacos #1 or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Actually, it was pretty good. I think they've got their stuff down there, so it was pretty good. But we had some, I don't know, like cheap like what are those? Empanadas in Hell's Kitchen, and that was our first meal actually. When we got off the plane, we went over there because it was cheaper, and I was like, let's share 3 of these so that we can eat more food later. So yeah, I think did a little bit of both, so because I would look, I love delicious food, so I wanted to make sure I was saving my stomach for that too. Yeah.
Okay, well then let's just segue right into this. What's the tastiest thing you've eaten on a trip?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Or like top 3 meals.
Top 3. Okay, I'm going to talk about something very recent. I just got back from our trip to Thailand.
Cool.
And our first few nights there, we were in Bangkok. We stayed in Bangkok in Chinatown. So there's food truck everywhere. everywhere. And apparently over the weekend, I learned from a food tour guide, over the weekend millions of people come into this, like millions come into the city and go to Chinatown and eat all the food on the street. So we had this thing called what is it? It was like a soup. It was called guai jub. It's like a rolled rice noodle soup, and I don't know it was like they've been rolling rice noodle soup for the 50 years on the street, and the noodles were just perfectly chewy.
Ooh,
and rolled, but like the broth was like it was like a peppery, like a pork based broth, and it had some other pork pieces in there too, but it was just so nice. At the end of the night, I think on our first day there, after we woke up, we walked to wherever else, I don't know. It was
You're
just
like
so...
some stupid temple or whatever. Anyway, about the noodles.
Someplace when we were full and couldn't eat anymore.
Yes, exactly.
Found someplace to get hungry again.
I don't know. It was just the first thing that was amazing, because we had some other food, just other street food, and I was like, okay. And then we had this place, and it blew my socks off. I was like, what?
It blew your toe socks off?
Blew my I'm probably wearing toe socks. But yeah, I think, I don't know how to say it, but I think it was like, they make guai jub.
Guai jub.
Yeah. I think it's on the Michelin guide, so you probably could look it up.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
But that was probably one of my more recent memories of just amazing food. There's something else. Going back to New York, I told you about this, Garrett's, one time, and I should have told you to go eat it. There's this Mediterranean place in Brooklyn called Miss Ada.
Oh, and yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's on my list.
After Bernard and I spent, 5 hours at the Met without eating, so we were starving. We were
went 5 hours without eating.
Yeah,
incredible.
I know. Because we would eat every couple hours.
Yeah.
We were so tired, and so I was like, I know it's like late, Brennan, but we should go to Brooklyn, because he's like, okay. Even though it was 95 degrees and 95% humidity, we still sat outside and ate the most delicious whipped ricotta and sweet potato hummus. Yes. Is exactly how you're imagining it, and lamb hummus, which I had never had, like a little meat
on top.
Yeah. And then the pita was, I don't know, it was warm, it was fresh,
a cloud,
it was perfect. It was literally a cloud. Yes, it was a cloud.
I love a cloudy pita.
And so I don't know, that's just something that kind of revived us for the night. I don't know what we did that night. Probably had some more dessert. Or pizza. I would try pizza a lot too, like slices of pizza everywhere.
As you should, yeah.
But I think those are one of the two things I'm really just like thinking about right now. About eating.
It sounds like, like you are a food-based traveler.
That's what it sounds like to me too.
Yeah. So is that like what you seek out when you're like thinking about a place to go? You're like, where has good food?
Oh, 100%. Especially in more recent years. Since also moving to LA, I think being here, there's just so much that I've had, but then I haven't had too. And it's like, I need that.
It's limitless here.
It's limitless here. And I think new experiences, and especially with food, is what I'm really seeking when I'm traveling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like that. Okay, Heidi, I need you to quit thinking about food first.
Yeah, I will.
Just for a second.
Hopefully I can.
What tourist attraction lived up to the hype?
Oh, yes.
That
restaurant in the Michelin guide.
Yeah.
Italian gelato.
Italian gelato. Okay, look, I'm not like a big museum girl.
Okay, that's so fine. The Met was like tough for you?
No. I was actually going to say, I love the Met.
Yeah, the Met is
yes.
Yeah. What hit for you
I think because I felt like I was transported back in time, looking at things that were 500 BC old or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It just was amazing to me, kind of see history in real life, because I hadn't gone to many or maybe any at all here in LA since I moved here 4.5 years ago. And so the Met wasn't something I was like thinking about going to, but my friend Brennan was like, we have to. I'm like, okay.
You have
Did
to.
I press something? Is it okay? I pressed this.
Right. No, I think you're fine.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that didn't stop or something.
No, everything I'm hearing. You
okay,
are
good.
on here. Yeah.
No, yeah. So the Met, I don't know how, but the Met was just magical to me. I think because I was able to see in person these things I only hear about in history books and see on the History Channel.
So do you enjoy seeing art as well, or are you more interested in the like, oh, this came from like an ancient civilization?
I think more of the latter. I think just kind of learning a little bit more about the context of like maybe how this came about when whatever, like it's a little bit of the history of it. That's kind of fascinating to me. Like, even though I think that's not one of the first things I would think about when I'm traveling, maybe like going to see history.
Yeah. It sounds like it kind of took you by surprise.
Yes.
Actually. Yeah,
I was surprised because we spent so long there, but I feel like I could have. There's no way you could do it in like a day. The Met, I should have gone. We didn't go back. We should have gone back.
I love that you're like stuffing your face all the time, and it's like hot dogs are hanging out of your mouth. You're just like, oh, history.
I know, right? I feel like we ate a hot dog that day. No, we had a Philly cheesesteak. That day.
Nearly a hot dog.
Nearly a hot dog.
Garrett,
well, one of the great things about the Met, and like this is, if the price is too high for you, or if you're going multiple times, like when I lived there, I would go to the Met. Like anytime I was in the area and I had time to kill, I would go into the Met. Because the cost is a suggested donation of, I don't know, at the time it was $20. So if you give them a quarter, they give you a ticket still.
Yeah.
And like let the rich people pay for it. I was broke and it was just like, this is a great way to kill time. Like go in and enjoy the Met. So go multiple times. It's great.
I didn't even know that. That's a life hack, Garrett.
Yes, but those at home only do that if you really
you actually enjoy their time there.
Like, and if if you can't afford it, if it's like, oh, this is too expensive. Just know it's a suggested donation.
Wow, I didn't know.
But because Rachel's a big like history person.
Yeah.
But the thing about the Met is that it's like from all over the world, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really like here's New York.
Yeah.
It's more like here's the whole world.
Some of it is stolen. We'll just want to acknowledge that.
Yeah.
But
which is actually kind of interesting because I think I side more on like if I'm in New York, it is cool to be able to see the world through a museum. But I think more often than not when I'm traveling, I'm like, if I'm in Amsterdam, I don't want to see like their collection of the world. I want to see like a museum on how Amsterdam became Amsterdam, kind of.
Yeah.
But somehow in London, we'll go to people will go to the British Museum, but it's those big colonizing countries.
Yeah, that's because
like,
it's part of their history.
Stole from all over. Yeah.
They're like, so this is our thing. We steal treasures from around the world. Welcome to London.
So Heidi.
Yes.
What has been your biggest fish out of water moment?
Yeah. I think a few times as I was growing up, my family and I would go back to Vietnam. I'm Vietnamese. And I think going all the way to out of the city and going to the countryside to see just family, like whatever, cousins or uncles or something, it was kind of, I would kind of like, once we got there, we were kind of like living the life of the people just out there, like on the farms. I remember, I think they were making chicken one night and they were just chasing this chicken around to go make for dinner. And I was like, whoa, I wasn't thinking that was going to be happening. Well, I didn't know that was going to be happening, but I think traveling outside of the city in Vietnam was kind of like, oh, wow. I've lived most of my life. I mean, I've lived all my life in America, and so living in living in comfort, I had a roof over my head, AC, food or fast food, whatever.
You were a house cat who had to go outside.
Yes, basically, that's how I felt. I think when I was going to the countryside, but it was still really just eye-opening, because it's like, this is like the only way they know how to live. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, that's how they have grown up all their lives. So it's really cool to see that kind of a part of life for them.
Yeah. Was there a part of you that was like when you went to Vietnam, and especially in those moments, like knowing that they're your family, but that your lives are like so insanely different? Was there a part of you that like was expecting to feel more of a connection and you didn't, or vice versa? Did you feel more connected than you expected?
I feel like let me think. I think seeing some distant relatives on the countryside. I think it was I mean, I knew I wasn't going to be totally relating too much to how they lived, but I think it wasn't like surprising to me. I wasn't expecting to really know how or know how their everyday functions were. And I knew it wasn't going to be the same as ours, because we have we have clean running water. We don't have to we don't have to worry about that. Also, a lot of mosquitoes. I'm not like outside all the time.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I think I feel like I'm still able to connect to them, because we're still having it's a big thing in Vietnamese culture to have to be serving food to family and friends. So sitting down with them especially after they, made it with all the stuff on their farm, it was really still heartwarming and connecting.
Yeah. So it's almost as if this little food goblin that there's some heart underneath it of if food is connection, then of course that's the thing you seek out most when you travel.
Yes. So yeah.
Do you like being called a food goblin?
That sounds nice to me.
Okay.
That's a good name.
Does it feel accurate?
So. That
I'm just picturing you marching down all the streets with a little hunch and claw fingers being where is it?
Honestly, I feel like that sounds like the perfect description of me 3 weeks ago in Thailand.
Pushing people out of your way.
Yeah. No, some of the people we were traveling with, my friends, they wanted to have McDonald's, which is fine. But I was like,
I would do it once for the novelty.
Oh yeah, I would also do it but in the airport. You know what I mean, like the Thai airport.
Yeah.
But it'd be hard not to have a meltdown.
I know. No, me and 2 other people were like, we're going somewhere else, right? And so we did.
I went with friends from college, during college, to Tuscany. Our first night in Tuscany, they wanted Chinese food, and Tuscany is the home of some of the greatest Italian dishes. Yeah, and I was so mad, but I ate pretty poor Chinese food there, and it was
it's interesting.
I should have just gone my own way.
Yeah, I know. I feel like it's interesting going to just different countries, because you'll see a lot of Chinese food or an American food or Italian food in different places where you'd be like, I kind of want your local cuisine, like the Thai food, or I went to Costa Rica last May and everywhere there was pizza.
Did you try any?
I'm going to admit, yes. The first night we got there, I got pizza. We each got our own pizza. Actually, it was good.
I mean, I
don't know.
Well, Japan now, I think, has some of the best pizza in the world. We a couple of times in Ethiopia, we went and got pizza. I've had pizza India and Nepal.
I'll say
you just kind of
Ethiopian pizza. I wouldn't rank it in my top 10.
No, the sauce they put on it was fun.
Yeah, but that was independent of anything the pizza was doing.
Yeah.
And then in Chile, it was like very different where they would put like hot dogs and corn on the pizza.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
It was a
fun
vibe.
though.
There's a book I need to get about pizza from all over the world. Like there's so many more styles of pizza than we can even conceive of.
I believe that. I only know American styles.
Yeah. Because I kind of feel like nowadays, like I do like to try, like the versions of other countries' food in another country too sometimes, because it's like made for their tastes. And
Right.
like, the Chinese food in Florence, that was bad. I'm not going to do that again. But like, we had Syrian in Berlin, but like, that was great. That was very fun and interesting. And like, just like all over the world, like people are all over the world. And like, so one of the things I liked about the Ethiopian pizza place was that, I don't know, we were the only tourists there. It was mostly like families who going out for pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are a lot of cool things about it, but I wouldn't order it again. I'm like, when it comes down to it, it was not very good.
It was bland.
It was really
that pizza
bland.
was bland.
Yeah. And I think they had a potato pizza on their menu that we would always be like, ooh, maybe this will be good. And then it would be disappointing. And then we keep getting it, thinking it would be good. And it was always disappointing.
Because Rachel's favorite pizza she's ever had was a potato pizza in Iceland.
And I'm always chasing it. But I'm like pretty firmly have like banned potato pizzas from our ordering because they're always disappointing.
Yeah.
I never had a potato pizza. Maybe I should make one or something.
Good luck making it as good as the Iceland one I had.
I'm going to look up some YouTube videos right now.
Okay, well,
right
we'll
after
see.
this.
Yes.
Well, Heidi, in the meantime, if you could step into any moment from your travels anytime you wished, which quintessential perfect moment would you hop into?
Quintessential perfect moment?
Yeah.
In my family's 2015 Europe trip, we were in Switzerland like one night, and the morning I woke up to this just beautiful serene lake with these little birds just swimming. What are they called? Swans. I would go back to Lucerne, Switzerland, July 2015, because we stayed, it's at the bottom of the Swiss Alps, and it was just so peaceful. Like looking outside of our hotel, it was just the lake and the mountains, and it was so quiet, and I was like, I need to be back here to see my reflection again in the lake.
Did your reflection wave at you and they're like,
yes,
hi.
yes, it was like, come back. No, it was just, I don't know. That moment is one of the moments that stands out to me for that trip. Because otherwise, besides the gas stations.
Yeah. Sounds like a beautiful moment.
Yeah, because when we were busing through into Switzerland, it was just so beautiful, so green this summer. So no snow, but the snow had gone to the lakes.
That's where it all was hiding.
But I think, just that morning. I don't know, that morning it was so quiet and peaceful.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm shocked it's your quintessential perfect moment.
I know,
Is it when you were like nose deep in
I know, right?
an empanada or something?
I know, right?
Yeah.
That must have been a really beautiful image.
Yes.
Yeah. I like that.
If I could paint, I would paint it. And
You should try though.
Okay.
Do you
Sounds
do you
like she's going to.
ever think of that moment just like as if you're stressed or anything, just as like a moment of peace to return to?
I think about it more when I'm like, where do I go travel again?
And
I'm like, I remember this time.
yeah.
That was beautiful.
Do you want to go back to Lucerne, or do you want to find another beautiful spot like that?
I think another beautiful spot like that.
Yeah.
And I think it just must have been kind of, awe-inspiring or something.
Yeah.
Because
people talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's reminding me now of another time I felt like that, which was when, this is last August 2023. I went to Glacier National Park to go hiking in Montana. And once we reached the top of a hike, don't know which hike it was, I didn't plan this. I was at the bottom of these just huge glaciers, and with just these trees all surrounding me, and like it felt so vast. It felt like it did look like the pictures you see in the stock images.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm in a screensaver.
No, really? No, I'm in an Apple screensaver right now. So I don't know. I think something like that, just where nature feels like almost limitless, is something I do kind of maybe want to chase in my future travel plans. Yeah.
In your future travel plans, chasing that nature, do you like to travel by yourself at all, or do you want to go with people to like share that experience?
I love traveling with people to share experiences like that, especially if they're new experiences. I think to kind of feel that emotion, or a similar emotion of, or all the emotions, right? Of seeing something or being somewhere that both of us have never been to. That's just, I don't know, it's just amazing to me. Yeah. It's crazy to me.
Yeah. And it's fun, like after the silence of a really good meal where you don't speak because you're just tasting, then you can on the walk home relive the meal with somebody.
I love reliving meals. I'm a food goblin.
Yeah.
Food goblins treasure their meal memories.
I have a treasure chest of those memories.
So Heidi, is there a local custom you've observed while traveling that you've implemented or wish you'd implemented into your daily life?
Yeah, I think I haven't implemented this, but having like noodle soups in the morning for breakfast.
Yeah. Soup should be a breakfast.
Yes, it's just so comforting to me, like because out on the streets of just in Vietnam and even in Thailand, they're in the morning, the vendors come out and then they'll have breakfast, and it's these noodle soups. It's not, of course it's pho too, in Vietnam, but like other soups too. Yeah. And I think my favorite food ever is a noodle soup. It's bún bò Huế. It's a spicy beef noodle soup. And I don't know if that's served in the morning, but
but that's when you would.
But yes, I would get that. I'm sure it's served in the morning, but I don't know. It's just so. I think a noodle soup is just so comforting and nostalgic. I think because growing up, I would really only eat it at like just weekend when family would make it. It's not like an everyday thing you make for the morning, but I don't. I just recently learned how to, I'm learning how to cook for myself. So I don't know how to make a lot. Thank you. Yeah. So I haven't experimented a lot with noodle soups, but I think eventually I'll probably dive more into the Vietnamese cuisine because I grew up with it. My mom cooking it, and then my aunties too.
Could your mom give you like tips? And
stuff?
Yeah,
she could definitely. I would ask her though. She'd be like, "Well, I don't really have a recipe, and it just takes a long time to do. I can tell you how to do it, but I was like, okay.
You need to like be there when she's cooking it and take extensive
need to do that.
notes. Yeah, I feel like with all like my friends who come from like Southeast Indian families too, it's a lot of the cooking is like intuitive, and so like they can never explain to you how to do it. It's more of something they just intuitively know how to do.
Yes.
I love the idea of noodle soup for breakfast.
Yeah, I need to do it. I don't know why I haven't.
Heidi.
Yes.
Are you ready for a lightning round of questions?
Yes, I'm ready.
They're going to be either ors, and just the first thing, go with your gut.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm ready for this interrogation. Is this part of that?
Dang, she's not even scared. Yeah. She looks cocky.
Yeah. Okay, I'll go first.
Okay.
Beach or mountains?
Beach.
Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Hot or cold?
Hot.
City or country?
City.
Beer or wine?
Wine.
History or like modern scene? Like
modern scene.
Clubs or cafes?
Cafe.
Early bird or night owl?
Night owl.
Fancy or casual?
Casual.
Fast or slow?
Fast.
Dogs or cats or cows or monkeys?
Dogs.
Correct.
Yeah, Danny, who has probably been heard a few times in the podcast, thanks you for that.
Of course, Danny.
Okay, we're going to take a second. We're going to take a break. I'm going to turn off the mics and while we go through all this data, we crunch the numbers and we're going to come up with your dream trip. Are you ready to hear your dream trip in just a little bit?
I can't wait to put this into my notes.
Okay, we will be right back. And we're back.
Oh my goodness.
God, wow.
Yeah. Okay, Heidi.
Yes.
Rachel and I, or secret agent Panakukin and I, went our separate ways for a little bit, and we've come up each with our own version of what we think your dream trip would be. So we're always nervous for this part. We're always, because we don't want to get it wrong. We don't want to disappoint you.
Okay.
I want you to be happy.
Yeah. And well, I won't go into our history here. So I'm taking a swing on something.
Okay.
Well, in some ways it's a swing. In some ways it's it's kind of the big place right now.
Okay. Yeah.
It's kind of everybody's going.
Oh,
right now.
okay. Trendy. It's trendy.
It's trendy. It's like one of the top travel destinations in the world this year. I'm going to send you to Japan. Have you been?
I have not.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
Crazy, right?
I'm going to send you for 2 weeks, you and 2 friends.
Okay.
Two friends. Would you be able? Is that easy to narrow down to 2 friends? To bring with you. Okay.
Yes, it is.
Okay. On a food tour.
Wow.
Specifically. So each city you'll meet up with a different guide. Mm-hmm. I'm going to send you to, of course, Tokyo. You'll bookend the trip with Tokyo.
Okay.
Start and finish. And I'll get into more depth. Let me do the overview first. Yeah. So Tokyo, and then I'm going to send you to Hakone, which is outside of Tokyo, and it has beautiful views. You're going to stay in a ryokan with an onsen. Okay. An onsen. Do you like hot pools of water?
I can enjoy that.
Okay.
Especially after walking around so much. You know what I mean?
So there are some onsens with views of Mount Fuji.
Wow.
And from it's just like you just sit in this peaceful water. It's all quiet, and you're just looking out over Mount Fuji. And then I'm going to send you to this coastal area, Miho no Matsubara.
Okay.
And it's a beach area, again, with Mount Fuji overlooking the beach with these coastal pines. It's like depicted in a lot of Japanese woodblock prints. It's one of the most iconic views of Mount Fuji. Then I'll send you to Kyoto and Osaka. You'll do some more eating. Kyoto, you'll see a lot of the sights. And then I'll send you down to Hiroshima just for a little bit. You can go to the museum there about the bombing. You can go to a bunch of great restaurants to try okonomiyaki. And then Miyajima, which is one of the top views in Japan. On Miyajima Island, there is a torii gate in the bay. So like one of those big orange gates in the water with mountains all around it. It's beautiful. And you'll stay in a ryokan there. I'll get you, you can choose mountain view or water view.
Wow.
Which can I put you down for?
I need to see.
Okay, fair. So in Tokyo, here's some of the restaurants. So first off, you're going to be eating... breakfast will be largely Japanese style breakfast.
Okay.
So for one place, I'm going to send you to Yakumo Sario. And it's a tea house in a tranquil space. And the morning tea set breakfast includes a variety of teas, porridge, fish, pickles, miso soup, and little confections, wagashi, to finish.
Wow.
Then some of the other restaurants I'll send you to is Tamawarai. They are, I mean, you can find soba all over Tokyo, but they are one of the top handmade soba places. I'm going to send you to Masaka, which is a vegan izakaya in the basement of a mall. You have to eat mall food. You know, there's like so much good food in the malls there. So this is a vegan izakaya with really good like little snacks and like really good lemon sours to drink. I'm going to send you to, I know you're lactose intolerant, but Pizza Marumo. They are known as the place to get Tokyo style pizza.
Okay.
So their pizza dough is charred and it has the texture of freshly grilled mochi rice cakes.
Whoa.
And some of the ingredients include smoked skipjack tuna flakes, katsuo bushi, kombu kelp, shiitake mushrooms, and an almost cheesy soy marinated tofu to go on these pizzas. Wow. So there's a variety.
Yeah.
Do you like tonkatsu?
Like the soup?
No, the breaded deep fried pork.
That was a really brave guess. That was completely wrong.
fried meat?
Deep fried pork.
Oh, I've had that before.
Okay, I'll send you to. Oh,
I wouldn't have that.
Okay, yeah. Then I won't.
Don't send me to fried food.
You're not going to go to Butagume. I'll send you to Tofu Ya Ukai.
Okay.
So in the winter, it's hot pots with tofu, fish, or grilled meat on the side. Whoa. Or in the summer, it's chilled.
Wow.
In Kyoto, I'm going to send you to another pizza place. One of the top pizza places in the world, Monk. They do a 5 or 7 course omakase pizza menu.
Pizza omakase.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can find more about this place. He was in the chef was in Chef's Table, the pizza series. You know, and they forage for herbs. I tried so hard to get into this place and I couldn't. I'm gonna send you to Nakamura in Kyoto. And it's like a very old school kaiseki. So it'll be omakases as well. You know, moving from like sesame tofu, white miso soup, sashimi, and grilled fish. It's a very traditional dish place there. In Osaka, you'll go through. I mean, Osaka has all sorts of great places to eat. Mm-hmm. We'll send you just a food tour around Dotonbori, like a neighborhood. Just full of street food. Amazing street food. Wow. In Hiroshima, we'll send you to both. Have you had okonomiyaki?
Like the ball of octopus?
That's takoyaki.
Another
I love no,
brave but completely wrong.
Yeah. It's like noodles, cabbage, egg, cheese, all and okonomiyaki sauce, mayo, all fried. Like
no, I have not had that.
It's amazing.
Okay.
There are 2 places. So there's one. There's like 4 floors of okonomiyaki vendors.
Wow.
The place is just okonomiyaki vendors. And, I'll let you wander and pick your favorite looking one. And then another one we really like is Lopez. The guy is from Central America, I believe, or South America. Do you remember?
No.
Okay. Well, the main chef there is from Central or South America. Okay. And so he brings some of those flavors. He's also an okonomiyaki master. Wow. And so he brings some of those Central South American flavors to this, very tasty, perfect while drunk Japanese food.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm a bit of nature and a bunch of food.
Yeah,
that is,
wow.
My plan for you for 2 weeks
in
Japan. Also, you'll check out the Chinatown in Yokohama. It's a great Chinatown. Lots of great food. And the tour guide that will take you through will know. I mean, it's really anytime you see people lining up for food, just jump in that line because they know food there.
Yeah.
And so yeah, you'll take some time to wait in line and get some good street food too.
Okay. Wow.
Okay. So that's my pitch to you.
Okay,
Heidi.
yes.
Hi.
Hello. Hello.
That was a really specific pitch.
I've been so general lately.
Yeah, you did a really good job of that.
Thank you.
Great. Okay, so Heidi, I have a different sort of trip.
Okay, yeah.
Some elements will sound very similar. Okay, so I'm gonna send you for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You can bring any maybe 1 to 2 friends of your choice, because we don't want the group being too big and too much to deal with. And I'm gonna send you guys to Spain.
Wow.
Have you been there before?
I have not.
España.
España. Y más específicamente Barcelona y Ibiza.
Oh, Ibiza.
Ibiza.
¿Hablamos español aquí? En esta casa?
You stumped her.
Estudié español en la universidad, pero ahora soy muy afuera de práctica. Okay. Ahora en inglés. I am sending you to Barcelona and Ibiza.
Whoa.
Ibiza, up until this point, a place that I only knew its name because it's fun to say.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the week in Ibiza,
Wow.
it is a beautiful island. And in fact, so there you will be checking out the Dalt Via, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's an ancient walled city that has all of these weaving hallways and stuff, and it's labyrinthine.
Wow.
So now it's full of all of these cool markets and food stalls and shops and stuff. So it's really fun for exploring. And as you're exploring that, you'll check out Ibiza Castle.
Ooh.
It's a historic fortress that provides panoramic views of the island and the sea.
Wow.
Very beautiful.
Yeah.
And throughout, you're just going to be going on I think for the first day, I'm going to have you go out on a boat for a boat tour with music and tapas. So
amazing.
Spain in general is full of tapas culture.
Yes.
So any bar you go to, you're getting free food with your drinks and stuff. So on this one, you'll just get a series of tapas on a boat while looking at the beautiful ocean.
Wow.
I will also in Ibiza, I think you'd be into this. A paddleboard morning guided tour.
Wow.
I want you to go paddleboarding and kayaking, because I was sensing that you're kind of on the precipice of more of a relationship with nature.
Oh, aspirational.
Yes.
You're pushing her.
I'm pushing you because it sounds like, with what you described about Lucerne, it sounds like you would really enjoy kind of being out in the water, really engaging with the place you're at. So I'm going to stick you on a paddleboard with some of your friends in the morning. Then you're going to have a great breakfast. And I'll get into the food more when I have that, pulled up.
Yes.
Are you going to get into the party scene?
Oh, you're going to party as well.
It's the #1 party destination.
Well,
as I've heard from the DJs.
Yeah. Well, this is get ready for party, because I'm also going to send you to the necropolis.
Whoa. Party
Necropolis
with the dead.
del Puig del Molins. It's an ancient burial site that connects to Ibiza's Phoenician past. So for you to get a sense of the history, and also I love a creepy moment. So you will be going to the necropolis, as well as doing a guided food tour of Ibiza. So that's kind of the stuff you'll be doing there. But the kind of food you'll be eating there, they have a traditional pork sausage that's a big deal. The butifarra and sobrasada. They also have a traditional meat lovers stew. They've got this iconic Ibizan fish dish, which is the bouillie.
I like fish.
Pes. I'm butchering it. Some paellas, like a lot of like seafoods. And by way of desserts, like they have like a traditional the cheesecake. Okay, that's enough of Ibiza, but it's like very much like it's going to be exploring the city. You can get hype and go party if you wish.
With all the Brits.
With all the Brits there. If you need to get that out.
Yeah.
But there will also be like moments of like tranquility in nature. And I guess they have one of the world's top like centers of healing. So if you want to go for a day and do like something more spiritual or connected or spend a day at the spa, then that's also open to you as well. If you club too hard the night before and you need to recover.
Yeah.
Okay, so then for the other half of the trip, I'm going to have you go to Barcelona. Barcelona. I tripped over my words there, landing it. There, as far as the kind of things you'll check out, you'll go to the Sagrada Familia, the very famous, like gorgeous, huge church, and you'll go to Park Güell, which is like basically it's like a whole like park feels like a bad way of explaining it. It's like multiple streets of like all of these crazy mosaics. It's just like colors everywhere, really beautiful. If you want, you can enjoy a Barcelonan sunset on a yacht cruise with drinks. Just kind of fun. I'll also have you go to the Gothic Quarter where you can see some more of the like medieval streets. You know what? I know you don't like art. But you got to stop by the Picasso Museum, maybe, even just for the AC. I want you to get to know this place, you know. So other things I'll have you do in Barcelona. Oh, I was really excited about this.
Sagrada Familia.
I already mentioned that.
Oh, sorry.
What I was going to say is in Barcelona, I'm going to definitely have you go to the Egg Lab.
Eggs?
It's an egg lab. It is a restaurant, but it's a really cool brunch place that's like, they have a lot of, okay, here's what it says. Whether you opt for their delectable Korean chicken Benedict, mouth-watering pancakes with caramelized apples and homemade dulce de leche, specialty coffee served in intriguing variations, cocktail options, or their tempting pastrami toast featuring homemade pastrami, you're in for a treat. So I really chose it because I know you like eggs.
I actually love eggs.
There's some other great places in Barcelona as far as its food scene is concerned. I'm going to have you do a paella class to make your own paella. Very important. There was another restaurant here where you have to like have a password and get in. I'm definitely having you go there. There's another one called like the Botanical Lab that's like a huge greenhouse. I'm having you go there. Other things in Barcelona. Oh yeah, this was also really important to me to mention. They have this unique ice cream place. Well, here are some of the ice cream places I'm gonna have you do. So there's a place where you can eat ice cream inside a spaceship, which is kind of fun. But most importantly, apparently you can create an ice cream from memories at Mama Heladera.
Wow.
I didn't have enough time to research this further.
What that means?
But the implications of this are crazy.
Is it like they hook up to your brain?
I really tried to research it further, and most of it was in Spanish. And because my Spanish is rusty, I could not read it fast enough. You'll also go, obviously, for a food tour in Barcelona. This will be more like paella, tapas, seafood, really good meats. There's great urban art. I'm going to have you ride in the port cable car so you get a nice view of the city, and that's fun. So that's mostly it. So basically, I'm going to have you go to Ibiza, have a great food, healing, beachy, paddleboardy time. And then I'm going to have you go to Barcelona where you can honestly probably party it up pretty hard. See a lot of like cool older sites and then make an ice cream from your memories.
Yes.
So that's basically the trip that I have envisioned for you.
Wow.
Okay.
Thank you, agents.
This is now Heidi. And you can talk us through it, your thought process right now. Walk us through your thought process. But what are you thinking? Whose trip are we reporting to our boss that you chose?
I love that you both pick like Japan and Spain.
Thank you.
Are those both on your list?
Yes. I haven't been to either places, and I've been just thinking about going in the last few years. I'm like, I need to go. When are we? And then I'll ask my friends, like, when are we going to these places?
What are your friends saying?
What are they saying?
My friends are in my brain. No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Honestly, that's healthy. I like that.
No. No, I liked how what's your name again, agent?
Pannenkoeken. It's Dutch for pancake.
Pannenkoeken.
We didn't explain that.
Yeah, we forgot that.
Agent Pannenkoeken. I liked how you offered a spiritual, like, slow down moment, while even though it kind of like, you kind of juxtapose that with the party life in Ibiza.
Yeah.
And it was kind of interesting because I remember I did mention when I was answering your fast questions.
Yeah.
I did say fast, but I was like, when you said club or cafe, I said cafe.
Yes.
So I'm not really interested in clubbing.
That's fair.
What I mean?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But I do feel like I need to see in Barcelona, like, what's that?
La Sagrada Familia.
I feel like
I think it just finished. They just finished building it.
Yes.
After over 100 years.
I need to see that amazing piece of just... I remember in high school studying that because I studied Spanish for so long.
So you would actually get to like work on your Spanish while you're there.
Especially in Spain, even though I So I really like that kind of. I like the food aspect both of you kind of focused on. I really loved that you suggested a cooking class. Because I didn't mention this, I did take a cooking class in Thailand.
Oh,
it was
so fun,
amazing. It was so fun. I took videos of myself. I really, Agent, I don't remember your name.
Sticky toffee pudding. It's my favorite dessert.
Agent Sticky Toffee Pudding.
British dessert.
I really loved how very specific you were in each of these places, these cities in Japan, in which I was trying to visualize, but I don't really know Japan. But you were helping me with that when you said when I could get a view of the mountains or the water. And I was like, I like this like relaxing moments sometimes I could take in the water. I don't remember what you called it.
The onsen.
The onsen stuff.
Yes.
But I love how you also are like, there's food everywhere and you're going to try it every second that you're there. I think, oh my gosh, I have to make a decision. Is this also lightning round?
I mean,
It's the pressure round.
It's the pressure round. Wow.
Where are you going to go? Also, we don't have the money to actually send you to
no,
either.
yes. These are this is a dream itinerary.
Yes. Exactly.
Yes, which I will write down after listening to this episode. I think I would choose Japan. But Japan first, and then Barcelona and Ibiza second. Because I want to go back to Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fair.
Yeah.
This is my first win of this season.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I ended a 5 or 6 episode streak for me.
That's crazy. I didn't even know that. Maybe.
Crushing it.
Wow. Amazing ideas all around.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did mess up by like clubs weren't originally on my itinerary because I'm not really a club person. But then I got nervous. I was like, Heidi's probably like more hype than I am. So then I was like, I guess I should mention that clubs are happening.
Well, I mean, Ibiza.
Well, Ibiza.
It's a
get
thing.
that.
So
No, and I think you had to, mention clubbing. If you're mentioning
I couldn't
Ibiza.
not mention it.
No, you could not.
But to be fair, clubbing would also be my nightmare.
And I was like, oh, you know what? She's mentioned so much food. I kept
talking about it. Yes,
I just really need to dive down into that food.
It was a good strategy.
Thank you.
Yes, I still like how you remembered I love eggs, because I do love eggs.
I know, but the description undermined me in that it didn't mention any of the egg dishes.
I know.
We were reading and I was like,
it's like no egg.
Also, Barcelona has 2 restaurants that go by blank lab. Egg Lab, and then what was the other one?
I may have messed up the botanical lab thing. It genuinely looked really cool.
Cool. I mean, it is like a region for gastro. What's it? Where they do fancy stuff.
Gastronomy.
They do the fancy stuff too, like make foams and.
It's like still a big food city, but it's probably gonna feel like maybe less exciting than Japan if you haven't tried. Like, I think a lot of that cuisine is here.
Yeah.
Whereas when you go to Japan, you're like, well, we have like kind of like the greatest hits, but we don't have like all these other things in Japan here. But there was even an omakase place that does like Spanish Japanese fusion that sounded really cool.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you so much, Heidi, for letting us interrogate you.
Oh, yes, of course.
Telling us about your travels.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
All right.
You're welcome, agents.
Thank you.
Bye. And that was Heidi Ha. I am frustrated because, of course, I finally win one, and Rachel's in Austin. She was in Nebraska. Now she's in Austin. She was gone this week, so she couldn't record the intro or outro with me. And so often we come into this outro and talk about how she won. And now that I won, it's just me talking into a microphone. I don't know, and I feel bad that I won off of Japan. I'll be honest. Because I feel like Japan, I could use that every time and probably win if I did it right. Japan is too obvious, and I want to start challenging myself to break out of the obvious choices. Japan is great. Japan is awesome. I love Japan. A lot of people love Japan right now, especially right now. It's one of the world's top tourist destinations right now for a reason, because it is so cool. But yeah, I feel like I cheated. All right, that's enough from me for this week. Please like us or review us or give us stars on whatever platform. Shoot me an email. Shoot us an email. I'll leave it. I don't remember the I don't remember the email address off the top of my head, but if you shoot me an email, maybe we'll talk about it on here. If you want to ask some travel advice, or you want to, tell us where you are, what kind of places you like to go, and, ask us for a suggestion, maybe we'll do a mailbag episode. All right. Thank you all for listening. We'll be back next week. Bye.